Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this brand new series of RimWorld. This is now with Alpha 16, as you might be able to tell from the rather updated map. Now, I have started in this position because I wanted to kind of talk a bit about the changes that have occurred in Alpha 16, and also because I thought it was a pretty good point to start, just basically saying this is where our colony is going to be. I have not generated the colonists, anything like that, and basically talk about the theme of the game as well. Now, I have spent a bit of time looking around. I generated the full map. Basically, the idea of this playthrough is the journey. With this new update, if we zoom right out, we can actually see that there is an entire world which has been generated as part of this playthrough. I've done the whole world because one of the new end goals is basically a journey. There is a ship somewhere on this planet which spawns after a year or so of gameplay, which you want to try and get to and escape, and that also means that you can abandon colonies and literally move to a new location. So we are here on this coastline right there. We're going to start in this location. It's got granite, sandstone, marble, large hills. It's temperate. It should be a pretty nice start. And then after that, we move to wherever the next spot is, wherever this ship landed. You'll see that there are a number of new icons on the map as well. So there are still only 4 or 5 factions, but each faction can own a number of outposts. So we have a tribe right next door to us, and I think that tribe is actually going to be friendly, going by the green icon. I don't know that for sure, but I'm going to guess it's color-coded. And also the sovereign amalgamation of Stitihembo, which are over there. And we're starting in this little corner right here. I thought, we're on the coast. This is going to be called Viking Trek. So being on the coast, being Vikings, I thought sounded reasonable. However, we are not going to be playing with the usual tech advancing. This is not the usual suspects. I have ideas of what I want to do for that in the future, and there will be a usual suspects too, with a couple of new names added in, but I don't want to do that just yet. I want to save that for when more of the mods are done. This is a very lightly modded game. Basically, the rule that I have imposed is no mod that adds anything, with the exception of Colony Manager, and that's only because of the functionality required. So we are currently playing with Crafting Hysteresis, Quality Builder, which remains my favourite mod. That thing is amazing. Medical Tab, Colony Manager, and the Allow tool, which also has the Hogs Library to make sure that works. But that's all that we are playing with. So we are going to start in this location. We are doing the regular start, so it's just going to be 3 characters, which I will probably randomly generate, but I'll allow myself to cycle through and get a decent starting crowd. I mean, we've done the really hard starts with terrible people, so I want this to progress. I don't just want to die straight away. Those characters will not be named initially, so if you would like a character named after yourself, then please do let me know in the comments below. Of course, you can wait until we actually have some characters before you decide who you would like to play as, and please do mention that as well. Another thing in this game are caravans. So we are able to establish groups of colonists and have them literally run out to these outposts and trade with them. So you become the trader, you get better prices, and they will tend to have more goods on offer because you are visiting their hometowns. You can also attack people. So for example, the pirates over here, we might want to attack them and loot them, do some damage, eradicate them from the map. I don't know if there is any added interactions because they're nearby, so if we're not going to be attacked very often because these guys are way over here and we have friendlies nearer to us, I'm not sure, hopefully. Another reason I chose this location on the map is because mountains and things now matter. It is going to be quite hard for us to get out of this little corner because these dark sections are actually impassable. So there's a couple of little narrow mountain passes that we would have to pass through, but those do take additional travel time. So what about the actual location that we are starting in? It is temperate forest, it is large hills, granite, sandstone, marble. Oh, I've said that already, haven't I? Yeah. -3 in the winter, +19 in the summer. Like I said, we are not playing with tech advancing. This is not a tribal start. So I was about to start actually creating the party there. I did create the party, had a fairly decent one, but I forgot one very important thing. We are currently on a very small medium map. We actually kind of want to jig this up to a large one. We'll go for this one. No, we'll go... I have a good computer. We'll go for the 325 map. So we have a big one. Otherwise it was really, really cramped, especially as we are on the coast here. Otherwise, everything is the same. The only difference is that these guys will likely have different names. Sovereign Amalgamation of Stihenbo. No, they don't. They're the same names. Okay, cool. So you probably wouldn't even have realised if I had not confessed to that. Nothing else has changed though. We're still on Intense Cassandra, and now we can start working on our characters. So, we have the Abrasive Pyromaniac Optimist, who is incapable of firefighting. You're actually pretty decent. That's okay. And you are currently married to Jack, who is an amazing shot, careful shooter, green thumb, incapable of hauling or mining. The incapable of hauling is annoying, but otherwise, you are really good. So I'm happy to keep you. And then we have Coma. Oh no, you're Coma Charge. Barrett, who is industrious, very neurotic, which means you will get skills ridiculously quick. You are only 16 as well. You know what? I'm willing to put up with that. Mental break threshold plus 14%. So we'll need to be careful to kind of keep you safe. You have interest in social animals, medicine, and cooking. These two being the important ones. Do we have growing? Growing 4, growing 8. Yes, we do. And shooting, plenty of shooting. You know what? This is actually an even better group than I had previously. So at this point, I can open up the characters to naming. So if anyone would like a character named after them, we have Barrett, the extremely young, industrious, neurotic person who's going to have ridiculous skills if they survive. Then we have got Jack, who is currently married to Aura. Shooting, melee, construction. Ooh, we're going to have fun with that construction. And then we have got Aura, who is growing, mining, art, crafting. It's actually a really good team. Pyromaniac. The optimistic Pyromaniac, who is abrasive. Alright, so if you would like one of these characters named after you, do let me know in the comments below. Marvellous. Let's hit start. Let's generate this out and see what we are presented with. If it's anything like the previous one, there will actually be a rather nice coastline. So that'd be kind of cool. So what else has changed in this game? We've talked about the drugs, we've talked about the world and the caravans and stuff like that. You can now basically send like reinforcements in drop pods. So you can send a caravan out, and then if they get attacked, you can send in drop pods of troops. Like when you get attacked by a siege, they drop ship in the mortars and the steel to build them and that type, and the steel for the sandbags. You can do the same thing. So if you're attacking another colony, you can wait until you arrive and then basically boost in a bunch of supplies and resources to assist in the attack, which is kind of cool. The three of you awake in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi at the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Alright, before we even land on top of the boomalopes, which can only be a good landing, we are indeed on the coast. That looks like a suspiciously ancient evil-y type place. In fact, can you even get to that? Yeah, I guess you would have to mine through here. That'd be kind of an interesting place to defend, because they would have to come through here. Interesting. Make farming difficult though. You could mine all of this out for more housing. You're kind of sheltered by this structure. Though again, defense would be hard because you cannot wall everything off. Are there any better locations? This would be more defensible and is by some rich soil. Oh, there's a big patch of rich soil. I'm kind of thinking maybe go in here, because we can wall off these sections, and then when we need to do farming, we can break out to here and farm that. Because we're not playing with tilled soil or anything along those lines. This would be harder to defend because we would need bigger walls, but it's doable. And up here is just generally more space. You know what? I like this location then. If we need to create like a fallback fort, we can do that over there. Be kind of cool. Alright, so we're landing here. Okay, we're not going to have far to go at all. Let's start planning stuff out, and we'll go with the standard 15 by 15 wooden wall, which I think I'm just going to stick right in the middle of this whole area and kind of use that as the central point. So we're going 15 by 15, because that seems to be a pretty good size for like your starting warehouse. So we'll do something along those lines. And then we'll let people go and build that, and then we can set up sleeping spots and stuff like that inside. We can allow all of these items. And we can also equip our people. So, who are our fighters right now? And I'm not running the mod which allows you to change these. There are a lot of the mods that I was using in Usual Suspects which are not updated yet. That's part of the reason I waited a little bit of time before actually starting the series, so that some of the mods could come, like Quality Builder. And also, yeah, I just wanted to wait for stuff to get updated, was the real reason. I don't know why I said also there. Right, so who are the fighters? You are a shooting melee. You are melee. You are an amazing shot, so you can have the survival rifle. You can have the knife. No, you can have the pistol. You can have the knife. Alright. Then hopefully these boomalopes don't go mental, because that would be an extremely bad start. Let's do the priorities. Let's just switch everything to 0 for now. And then sort them out from there. So we do have one person who can't haul, but they can do cleaning. It's only hauling they can't do, it's not dumb labour. So, our doctor is Jack. Do we have a backup doctor? We do, yeah, kind of. Make you the backup. So, once doctoring is done, firefighting, patienting, for you guys, that's all first. As is bed rest, as is flicking. Don't know why I wasn't just right clicking there. Okay, so who's our socialite for the wardening? That would be you. And I guess we could bring you in as well. Handling. You, but you can do that as a lower priority. Cooking. Cooking's going to be all you. If you're done doctoring, you can then cook. Well, if you're done with all that, then you're cooking. You can also cook. You can't. So we'll have you as a backup cook, and we'll have you as the backup cook. I mean, you're very close to being able to do it. And if I did have the mod which allowed you to change the manual priorities, I would allow you to do butchering. In fact, I can do that already. I can just disallow the cooking benches to 5. Or lower than 5. Hunting. You are going to be hunting a lot. You can as well. You are not going to be hunting at all, so we're just going to leave you blank. You're going to be constructing. Oh man, you're going to have so much to do. You know what? Hunting's going to be a lower priority for you. I know you're an amazing shot, but you're just going to have so many other things to do. Neither of you can construct. Growing, that's going to be a high one for you. In fact, we'll even make that a 1. We'll make it a 3 for you. And a 2 for you, so we got that mining done. Sorry, that growing, that mining. We'll make that a 2, make that a 3. Plant cutting. Everyone does it at level 1 up from what they would usually do. Smithing, tailoring, art, we don't have any of that stuff set up. And then hauling, we're just going to make that a 2 for everyone. Research, okay, we have no researcher, that's not necessarily a good thing. And then management, we've actually got a fairly decent manager in you. So if you are not doctoring, you are managing. If you're not managing, you're doing all that stuff. Then wardening, cooking, constructing. I have to reduce your cooking priority to a 3. If you're not cooking, then you're hunting, then growing, then plant cutting, then cleaning. You are growing, then cooking, then hunting, then mining, then plant cutting, then hauling, then cleaning. That's fine. You are wardening, then growing, hauling, cleaning, handling, cooking, mining. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's get these things set up. We have no wood, because this is not a tribal start, and I didn't realise that was a thing. So let's drop all the wood in here, of which there isn't actually that much, and then I guess all the wood over here. I'm not going to bother setting up the stockpile yet, although these animals are going to eat all of my food supplies. Are you throwing up? That's not very nice. You are. Okay, so are we starting to build? Yes. Good, good, good. Got some cleaning going on already, which is kind of mental. Actually, what you can do is cut the plants in. I don't mean that. I mean these ones are actually in the way. Well, those ones will be done automatically. There we go. So let's get that done. Jack, where's Jack gone? Okay, he was having something to eat. That's fine. Let's get these walls up and running. In fact, we're probably going to need some more wood quite quickly. So let's set those up. And this time, because we are not playing the tribal start, means we can actually get fridges and things. So we'll need to start thinking about food storage and kitchening. I'm thinking that type of thing I do like to bury in walls. So maybe we'll do the food storage over here. What's that? Ooh, +2. Nice. So I might use this kind of as an entrance room and then have a kitchen maybe off to the side and then food storage here. And that food storage then has plenty of space to expand. Maybe we'll put nothing else in here. I quite like the idea of not doing too much underground, so we don't need to worry about infestations very much. So I'm probably going to just build outdoor buildings in this area. I think we probably do need to start farming this as soon as possible. Though this is temperate, it's not boreal, which means we do have a slightly longer growing season. Okay, you're almost done with that. Right, let's set up a stockpile in here. This can store everything for the time being, except for no human-like corpses. Just no corpses. That'll do. We'll create a proper dumping ground for those later on. So let's get this stuff brought in. You're repairing, you're building, and now you're roofing, even though you didn't finish building that. Okay, whatever. At least we have some protection. And then I think we are going to build a couple of beds. We don't need sleeping spots at this stage, especially, whoops, as we're bringing some beds in, or some wood indoors. So we'll set up the beds like that. We will use quality builder because we have a fairly decent builder. And we're going to say good minimum. What is your construction? Let's say normal minimum. For now, we can always upgrade later. That's not a problem. I just don't want to spend too much time on it because it's already 3 in the afternoon. So we'll get this done. Then I think we'll get the kitchen going, and then the colonist rooms. Once this stuff is done and hauled, Jack's built the beds. Okay, you're doing that one again. That's fine. Alright, so all of the beds are at least normal. In fact, 2 of them are good. So we could actually deconstruct you and make you a good one. Let's prioritize that, shall we? Hold up. Give me a good bed. Off you go. I mean, we have the resources for it. We have the skill for it. I don't really mind waiting that extra bit of time. I'm so tempted to just butcher you. Yeah. I'm not going to do it now, but later. Stupid dogs. I'm not a dog lover. Cats all the way. So what are we going to do next? Possibly start with mining. I mean, we could turn this into a temporary bedroom. Are you really failing that often? You built 2 beds without batting an eyelid. Why is that one such an issue? There we go. Okay, so beds are done. Let's start working out exactly how we want this to work. So I think we're going to do the kitchen here. Which means the kitchen can be shaped something along those lines. And we do want a double wall for the food supply. So the food supply could even be like that big, and then the kitchen can come back here. maybe plan it out like that. And then we want a doorway through here as well. I think that will do. I'm not going to mine out this whole thing, but we can at least mark out enough of it. So we'll start with that, that, and that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is a something by 15, which means in the middle, knock you out, and we'll knock you out. And that should hold the whole room up. Okay, we have a couple of people set to mining. What are you doing, Jack? Jack is having a wander. I'm wondering if I have any other jobs for you. Well, I guess I could start building the colonist housing. Which was going to be, what, a 9 by 9? Probably? While they're working on this. So we'll leave a 2 space outside. Make it a 7 by 7. We can always change these into like medical rooms or prisoner cells later on. In fact, you'll... Oh, there's a geothermic there. Let's just build them on this side for the moment. This is really a 6 by 6 room. No, that's small. Let's cancel that. I mean, we can make them long. They don't need to be 9 by whatever. So 7 by 9. Oops. Is that a decent size? Yeah, 7 by 9 is fine. Just about fits in as well. And then door, and door. And I guess we can do another 7 by 9 over here. Something like that. Let's get these done, and then there's our 3 initial colony rooms. It's actually going to be really nice having geothermal right there. It's power right inside of our settlement. Something I hadn't even looked at. Is that a ship trunk? It is. Are you the only geothermal in this area? I'm certainly not seeing them. There's one. There's one. So there's only 3 geothermals in this 4. You'd be the second closest, I think. Although you two being really close to each other isn't a bad thing, though you would be outside of the planned expansion up there. Alright, not an issue. Okay, everyone is asleep. That is the end of the first day. And in fact, I would say that this is probably a pertinent ending to this episode as well. So, thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you are enjoying it and that you are excited about this. I'm really interested to see the exact nature of the changes in Alpha 16. I think it's going to be fantastic. And I really like the idea that we're actually moving. This isn't going to be a necessarily full-time colony. This could be a more nomadic play style. You never know. We'll see what happens. That's the great thing about RimWorld, is all the stories are always emergent. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this and you haven't done so already, then please do make sure you subscribe. It really does help the channel out with the growth. It makes our search engine searches higher. It suggests it to more people, and basically it allows this community to grow some more. We fairly recently celebrated our 1-year anniversary, so we've done pretty well in 1 year, but we can always do better. Likewise, if you have enjoyed this video, then please be sure to hit that like button. It has much the same effect as subscribing. And if you do have any tips or advice for me, let me know in the comments. And if you would like a colonist named after you as well, that's the place to do it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.